Hey Aries, hope you guys are doing well. Let's get right into it. If this message resonates, there is a link in the description box below for the extended. This is going to be for the 16th through the 22nd of August. It's your mid-month, so let's see what we have. Your situation this week, Aries, Five of Pentacles. Your challenge, Temperance. The person on your mind, Ace of Swords. In the recent past, you have the Moon. What you want from the situation, Knight of Swords. What you don't see coming, Seven of Wands. And any outside influences, Two of Wands. So Aries, this week, it looks like somebody's feeling a little left out here. The Five of Pentacles can talk about feeling a little bit alone, feeling a little lonely, a sense that something is missing. You're challenged by Temperance, which is to be patient. Something happening here requires a little bit of patience. The person on your mind in your energy this week has the Ace of Swords. This can really talk about wanting some truth, facing the truth of something. We're going to clarify everything, by the way. As far as in the recent past, you have the Moon. This is something's hidden. This could be a little bit of confusion. This is something that's you know you probably have an intuition about, but you're not quite sure. As far as your hope for the situation and what you want, you have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords can be a little cut off from their feelings. Um, it's a fast energy. Like I said, we're going to clarify. What you don't see coming is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a little bit defiant. There's a little bit of not backing down energy here. Somebody's sticking to their guns. And any outside influences that are involved, you have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands can talk about a plan. So there's a plan coming together from the outside. Let's take a look at the Five of Pentacles for your situation. I'm getting a sense here that you're feeling like a little lonely, like something's missing, and you know that you need patience for it. You know that now is not the time, something like this. Let's see, clarify the Five of Pentacles. It could be that, somebody's out of town, you're waiting for them to come back. You get the Lovers, the Hermit, and the Page of Swords. So here's what I'm getting, Aries. I'm getting that either you or somebody that you're dealing with in a relationship, because you have the Lovers here, has made a choice to withdraw a little bit. They could have asked for space. They could have, like I said, gone on vacation. They could be busy with work. But there's something here about the person who you're typically connected to withdrawing their energy this week a little bit. The Page of Swords here can really just be a messenger, a communication of some sort. Temperance as your challenge means that you need to have patience and understanding and yeah, just wait it out. That's clarified with the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. Wow, lots of pentacles. This is a very practical, grounded energy. This is not, highs and lows. This is not mood swings of any kind. This is very patient, moderate, middle of the road energy. And that's going to be your challenge, because if you're feeling lonely or that you've been left out of something, or that something's missing, the natural thing to do is to want to go after it, especially as an Aries. Like, I got to go get that. But it's saying just slowly roll for a second. Let's see the Ace of Swords for the person on your mind. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. This is somebody that you've had like a very sturdy relationship with. The Ten of Pentacles doesn't mess around. That's the good life right there. The Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles are both small little investments. It's like, I'm willing to give you this much, but that's all I can give right now. Like I said, somebody's withdrawn their energy. I think it's this other person. And they're just saying, like, this is what I have right now. I don't have more than this. You know, the Page of Pentacles is really about a small investment, a very slow approach, and the Page of Cups can be, you know, messages of love, but there's something that needs clarified here. There's something very confusing here. And in the recent past, you have the moon, which is also confusion. So I feel like the two of you need to have a conversation, and there needs to be a lot of patience and understanding involved. Let's see the moon in the recent past. You have the King of Wands, the World, and the Two of Pentacles. So in the recent past, there could have been a sense that somebody was juggling here. That doesn't necessarily mean another person. It can mean juggling too much outside of your relationship. So, like, I have work, I have school, I have my hobbies, I have my friends, I have my family. Where does Aries fit in? This could also be you. That created a little bit of confusion here for somebody who was like, am I a priority? Do I count? Um, and something needs to come to an end here in the recent past in order for this to go forward. The World really talks about feeling fulfilled, feeling like the world is your oyster, and it's like, can be a reset button. And maybe that's where you guys were getting in the recent past. Like, we need to figure this out somehow. We need to hit the reset button. But first, we need to cut through the confusion. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords for what Aries wants. You want something to happen quickly. Your challenge is to be patient. That's clarified with the Knight of Wands, another quick energy. The Three of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So, you know, the Eight of Cups can really talk about a change of direction, having to let something go, distancing yourself a little bit, um, detaching a little bit. It seems like what you want in this situation, or what you hope for, is to detach from this quickly. I don't see you wanting to bring it back together, to be honest with you. I'm getting the energy of like, okay, if this is going to be done, then this is going to be done. Let's like get it over with. I don't want this to drag out. I don't want to stay connected to somebody who doesn't want to stay connected to me, or who doesn't make me a priority, who doesn't have time for me. So let's get this over with. And that's coming from you. Let's look at the Seven of Wands for what you don't see coming. What you don't see coming is somebody's not going to back down from this. I think it could be you. Let's see. You have the High Priestess, the Sun, and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you just want to have fun. You don't want to deal with shady stuff. You don't want to deal with anybody confusing you. You don't want to deal with anyone who's not being upfront. And you have an intuition about this whole thing. Intuition's written all over this. You have the High Priestess, the Queen of Cups, and the Moon. This is something that you already know deep inside, and you're probably just here trying to confirm it to yourself. And confirmation. Here it is. Let's look at the Two of Wands for the outside influence. That's clarified with the Ace of Swords, the Tower, and the Three of Pentacles. I don't know what this is, but there is something happening. It could be coworkers, it could be friends, it could be family who is influencing either you or the other person, or both, to disconnect from this. It seems like the Tower and the Three of Pentacles, as for the outside influence, is there are people who are like gossiping, chattering, talking about this, and everybody's like on board for this to break down in some way. And that could influence somebody who otherwise hasn't really made up their mind, because otherwise why would they be asking for advice? Um, yeah, I mean, they would be asking for advice because they're looking for clarity, but it's really not the best practice to ask people outside of the relationship about the relationship because how would they know? They're going to be biased in some type of way. So, Aries, in the extended, we're going to get into what's in store for the immediate future, what's hidden here, how they see you, their feelings, their intentions, etc., etc. If you'd like to join me over there, thank you for watching up to this point, and I'll see you next time. Bye.